Bubba, I'm not sure if you've seen the comments that Elton Sawyer made on SiriusXM this past week. It was about the potential of increasing horsepower next year. Is that something you'd like to see? Would you like to? Do you think that would help out the short track racing?
I think it'd help out everywhere, honestly. Harvick's always been a big proponent of just blowing the rear tires off. That's what he's used to being able to do, and I think that would, put it back in the driver's hands a lot. And that's what we want. These cars are so close now, and some of these tracks that we go to, the shifting, just deletes the option of passing, and we're having to just operate inside the sandbox that we're given, and it is what it is. That's why teams are getting so much more competitive, and the gap is decreasing. And so I think more horsepower kind of brings you back to the old school feel, but just puts it back in the driver's hands, and that's what we want.
How much do you think you guys need?
1,000
horsepower?
I don't know. More than what we have. So, yeah.
Even a small increase, would it make a factor? Would it make an impact? I don't get the sense from NASCAR that they're looking at like 900 horsepower.
Yeah.
Significant. So it'd be maybe a 720, maybe a 750 type of.
Yeah, I mean, we're 670 now, right? Like, I think I think if you go in small increments, it's just like sticking a Band-Aid on something. It's almost like, I'm not asking for 9, but 750 at least, or higher, just to see if it's as easy and somewhat cost efficient as they're saying. I think I'm reading the comments right.
Yep.
Then why not have a test? No, not even a test. Test isn't. Why don't we all just show up somewhere, wherever our next short track is, and 800 horsepower. If it's a shit show, then go from there. But you're going to get a 720 package, and one driver is going to be like, I thought it was pretty good. Oh, we're done. Good job. But no, it's not. That's not the case. So I think we need a big step. What are we scared of?
Is that the point we're at, Bubba, where it's been talked about so much? Like, why are we not just trying it to see what happens, and then that way we can move on from it?
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying it for years.
Right.
We want more horsepower, and we've always been told we're waiting on other manufacturers to come in, and they ain't in. So let's do something. So, I just think, like, we have all the momentum on our side with our sport right now, right? And I think bringing in something exciting, I think they need to look at it from an exciting standpoint than a worrisome standpoint.
Can you expand on what you just said about momentum being on the side of the sport?
Come on, that sounded good. Don't let me expand on that.
But it sounded good.
I'm somewhat talking shit about them, being scared that I'm saying, hey, we got momentum on our side, so I'm trying to cover my ass. Yeah, I think,
This is what happens when you say good things.
I know.
People want to know more.
I gotta get better at this media stuff. I think, I believe all the reports from the first race on Prime was solid. All the stats, right? Viewership was good. I loved the post-race stuff. That was really cool. And I think we're bringing in all these different media partners, and there's a lot of just traction with their sport. And the number one thing that drivers are saying is more horsepower. Like let's just follow that. Just 1 week. It's just 1 week. Then we can go right back to their comfort zone. I think we're in a spot in society where we're scared to step out. We don't want to ruffle any feathers. Well, it's time to ruffle some feathers. Let's see what we got.
You doing anything for altitude training for Mexico?
Hold my breath. See how long, if I can get longer and longer.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to go to Mexico and have a good time and be back for the next race the next week. Nothing
You're not
crazy.
sleeping in the hyperbaric chamber.
Maybe I should. No.
Your car owner is hitting a pretty big milestone this weekend. 700
I've seen that.
starts.
Oh, he's on. Oh, we beat Tyler. Tyler's pissed.
Can you talk about like what he's done, what he's meant for your career as a whole?
Yeah, Denny and I, we've obviously raced together for a really long time, and haven't seen eye to eye on many things. But ever since coming over to 2311, he's been a instrumental part of helping our organization get better and better. And it's cool to see where we're at 5 years in, having 4 cars here this weekend. He's passionate about the sport and the legacy that he's leaving. And so I think it's cool just to say I've raced for Denny Hamlin. And yeah, we're just trying to make it better and better.
How do you feel like where you guys are at right now? With you guys, it seems like you're running, performing well, but the finishes aren't exactly there.
Brother, the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I guess you want to count All-Star, have just been just shit, and there's no other way around it. And that's okay. I think, I look at a year ago, you guys know how I would be. It'd be the worst day of my life sitting here talking to you guys, right? And to me, it's just another day. Like, we're 7th on the board right now for qualifying, way better than 32nd last week. So it's just enjoying the small victories, enjoying where you're at in life. And, you're going to have bad races. I've seen so many guys have bad races, like Denny, right? Have so many bad races. His stats the last 3 aren't that great either. Bad luck struck at Charlotte. But, yeah, it just, they show up the next week like, what happened last week? They don't care. And so I've started to kind of look at that, and as much as it sucks, as much as it weighs you down, you have to show up for your team and for your sponsors and enjoy it.
I know we're still 2 weeks out, but what has your preparation for Mexico looked like? Because it'll still be a brand new track for everyone.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of sim time. Just trying to get used to what corners come after what. I feel like I watch a lot of F1, and so it was nice to oh yeah, I remember this part, but then they added some different sections for us, so it'll just take some time getting used to. Is what it is, but I'm looking forward to the trip. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got some sponsor obligations down there early in the week, so I'll be down there for a good chunk of time, but looking forward to it. I'm just going to tie a leash to Suarez and enjoy the show.
On the sim, people talked about racing higher elevation to take away horsepower, so you get a sense of how much horsepower is taken away and how does that drive a little bit differently than what you're used to.
Yeah.
Can you give it a sense?
There's a lot of factors that we have talked about, and horsepower decrease was one of those at Mexico. So I don't know what that all is going to translate to, but it's going to be a lack of downforce as well. So we'll see. Just have to roll with the punches.
For the second half.
Keep doing the same thing.
Same thing.
But finish. That's it. I can't even say finish better. We got to finish. We haven't finished the last 3 races.